going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today I'm going to talk to you about Talk to Me. And this is a horror film that's been out for a little while. Took me a while to finally check it out. Last night I did. I've heard a lot of hype about it. I don't know anything about it. I just see the hand in the poster. That's what I see. Every time I walk by, I see that hand in the poster that you see right there. So I had no knowledge about this movie walking in, other than it's a horror film that's getting a lot of hype as being super scary, one of the scariest since Hereditary, all that. And just said, well, let's just check this thing out. I don't know what the hesitation was all about. I just, for some reason, didn't really have a lot of hype myself for it. Didn't know much about it. But I said, I need to give this one a chance. And it's an original horror film, who knows? And as it turns out, the movie is freaking really good. And definitely creepy. Definitely moments where my hands are like this. There's a couple of ladies that were sitting next to me, not right next to me, but a couple of seats down. I see their hands like this as well. And it is that kind of movie that just gives those kind of vibes like, oh my God, I don't want to see what's going to happen next because I don't know what it's going to be. It's an unpredictable movie, which is good. It's not a cliche horror film where you can tell what's going to happen, what's going to happen next, it's with the normal beats. It is definitely an original script, a unique idea about this hand that you shake and you say, talk to me, and then all of a sudden a spirit appears right in front of you, a dead person that only you can see, only the person who's shaking the hand can see with the light right there. You have to have the candle lit up to have the connection. And then you say something along the lines of, I'll let you in, I think that's what it is, and they take over your body. And the other people in the room need to go ahead and disconnect that before a certain amount of time, otherwise who knows what's going to happen. It's going to be bad. And it's a freaky thing. And these teenagers are the ones who have access to this hand. And so they're messing with it like it's a game and all laughing and everything and having a good time and got their phones out recording. And, at first I'm thinking like, dude, would anybody actually do this and laugh and have a good time? Like, no, like this is insane. But then again, teenagers can be very stupid, and nowadays they've been raised, nothing with their phones, and this day and age, who knows what they would do with something like this actually happen. Would they actually record it and laugh and think it's funny and have a great old time? Who knows? They might. So I actually, as I thought about it, maybe that could be realistic. It could be something that I could actually buy that teenagers would do. And they look a little scared, some of them, but for the most part, they're laughing and having a great time over it. And that's really what the premise is. This is going to be a non-spoiler. We're not going to get any deeper than that, really, other than just to say something went wrong, obviously, in one of these sessions. Something went horribly wrong, and that's where the movie kind of takes off. And I'll just leave it at that as far as the plot and everything like that goes. It's just the setup, and I would say they do a great job of, like I said, just keeping it unpredictable, keeping it freaky, keeping it scary. This film is one of the better possession type films that I remember in a long time. Obviously, this is a kind of subgenre that's been milked dry, if you will. So there's so many of these kind of films, and most of them are like I said, pretty cliche, pretty predictable. This one took a very unique approach, and I heard it was actually made by a couple YouTubers, which is insane. And it had a huge budget, not a huge budget, but it had a multi-million-dollar budget. So not sure how they pulled that off, but very impressive, and I think they did a great job. Now, it's a little surprising to me because when I watch this, I do see some of the dialogue and just some of the style of it does feel very much Hollywood. It doesn't feel too unique, other than the fact that it's really good. So, I'll say that. The one thing that tells me this might be made by YouTubers and not by typical Hollywood filmmakers is that it's actually really freaking good. So that's the one thing about it. Hollywood does come up with good movies from time to time, but for the most part, a lot of it is, of course, we're in the era of the remakes and the lack in creativity in Hollywood. But this film, very creative, a very original script, and like I said, it is pretty. I don't know if I say it's scary, like I'm so scared, like I'm genuinely scared. No, but it's just like, cover your face, like holy crap, like it's very unnerving. Like what's gonna happen, what's about to happen, I don't even want to know. Oh my gosh, like it gets you. And the acting is so good with the music and everything, and the effects, the practical effects, it all reels you in, and you don't even realize you're watching a movie anymore. And that's what movies are supposed to do. There's not a whole bunch of digitalized crap that just like, oh yeah, this looks like a video game. Yeah, so I'm not even half scared. So it reels you in and it unnerves you, and it does its job. And the themes are deep here. It's not just, you know, I gave you the basic premise, the basic horror premise, and the fact that people are being possessed, teenagers are being possessed, and have to break that connection. If you keep that connection too long, well, that possession might become permanent, or there could be massive and horrifying implications. And so that's what this movie is basically about, but it has deeper themes than that as well with the main character. I won't get into all that, but it is just deeper than just a horror film. There are some very interesting themes that go deep into it, and as the movie wraps up, you don't understand everything. You might need to look up a ending explain type thing. So not everything is, you know, hand spooned to you, hand fed to you. You have to kind of figure some things out on your own. There may be some room for interpretation here and there, but there's enough there that you get the basics, you get the gist of it. You're not like, what the hell just happened? I don't get it. I wouldn't say that, but it is a really cool ending. I like the way the film ends. The second half of the film, when things ramp up, is all just amazing, fantastic horror. So I have very little complaints about it. The only gripe I have, I think, is in the first half, when things are just kind of, you know, there's always that portion of horror films where everyone's talking normal. Shit hasn't hit the fan yet. And I don't know why the dialogue has to be so kind of, how do I say it? I'll just say it. I say penis, vagina, dick, over and over. I don't know why. I don't know why, you know, should it bother me? It doesn't really necessarily bother me to hear it, but like, who talks like that? Like the mom at one point was like my daughter's vagina, off limits. And then later, her daughter was talking to her, and she's like, "He's a nice guy. He got a dick, don't he?" And then later on, one of the guys like, "You're just trying to suck his dick." And I was like, "Dick, pussy, vagina, cock, penis." Like, why? Why? They just continue repeating those words. I don't know who talks like that. I don't go around talking like that. So I don't know who talks like that. You know, there's nothing wrong. They're just body parts, but like, you don't usually just. I don't know why. It's just like, that's not how people talk that I know of. And a lot of the dialogue felt kind of unnatural to me. I just didn't love some of the dialogue during the peace times. Not just the vulgarity of the I just mentioned here, but some of it just didn't hit me like that. Now people talk like everyone's like, that's all. That's my only complaint. And it's not even a complaint. It's just some people, maybe that is how, maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe that is how people talk. I don't know. I mean, I'm just out of touch. But other than that, I mean, look, the horror element of it was awesome. And if you can buy that teenagers and you know, 18, 19, 20-year-olds would be dumb enough to mess with it in that way and laugh and film it, in this day and age, I think they might just be, then this movie works. I love the original concept. The cinematography is great. The music is great. And again, the practical effects just kick ass. Everything looks genuine. And it reels you in, it really does. And by the second half of this movie, I was completely into it. And overall, I'd say this movie is freaking awesome. Is it the best horror film of the year? I have to think about that. I'd have to look at the list. There's some that I haven't seen that I still got to catch up on. But overall, Talk to Me, definitely freaking awesome. But let me know what you all think if you've seen it before. Put your comments down below. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.